So we're in an abandoned parking lot at a grocery store in Delaware, and I just bought this 1976 Honda CB200, and we got to get it running, and then I got to drive this thing home. We have no idea when the last time this thing was roadworthy, so let's see if it works.
See what happens.
Now, we were told that this thing runs. He also said it has some, the guy he bought it from had some electrical issues, like you can see right here. He put his own start button on there. We noticed that it's leaking fuel out of the carburetor. We also noticed that this might be the original tire. This is the Yokohama. It's very possible this was the original tire, and the rear tire is the Continental, so that's probably been replaced in the last 50 years. So this one's probably pretty fresh, even though it's not fresh at all, and it's got tons of dry rot and a lot of cracks. First, let's see if we got compression. I mean, I don't know what a 200 should feel like.
A little less than a 300. You want to check for spark? They look like they were replaced. How would you like to check it? Should we do it by feel, or do we want to do it by sight?
Yeah, I think Dan wants to do it by feel.
Dan, you want to do it by feel?
You want me to do it by feel?
Dan wants to do it by feel.
What does that mean? Is this thing gonna shock me?
It shouldn't.
You mean it will?
Let us know if you feel anything, Dan. Did you feel anything?
Thankfully, no.
So another thing he told us, and he's got a fresh battery in here, which is nice. The guy before him did something goofy with the wiring. On an old bike like this, you turn the key, the headlight does not turn on because you want all the juice to be able to go to the starter. Or when you press the start button, it turns the headlight off. Cars kind of do the same thing, it kind of dims a little bit. This is always, if the keys turn, the light's always on. Which is, I guess, not a huge deal because it's got a kickstart.
Yeah.
All right, Dan. Just hold this. Hold this. Ground it out. All right, let us know if you feel anything. You're not feeling anything?
No.
The switch is on.
Crank the starter button. It's really weak. We gotta teach Dan how to do this stuff.
We're trying really hard to shock Dan. This is a rite of passage when you're working around motorcycles. You guys know this. All right, Dan, hold that thing and let us know if you feel anything. Yeah, it'll feel real fun.
Oh, it'll feel fun.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
As much as we tried to get Dan into this super secret, awesome, exclusive club of people who have been shocked by testing for spark, sadly we were not able to. Because for whatever reason, the spark on this bike was so weak that not even Dan could feel it, which is a pretty big problem. So now we know at least we're not getting spark. Let's move on to the next thing. Let's check to see if it's getting fuel. So check this out. It's actually really cool and makes it really easy to work on. Smell that.
Oui.
It's not good, but bottoms up. But this is pretty cool though. Instead of getting those little screwdrivers that you can never get up in there and they're always stripped, this makes a lot of sense. Well, okay, I'm assuming we know that fuel is getting into the carburetor.
Well, the float bowls were full.
The float bowls were full. Full of old gas though.
They were.
So we don't know that yet.
Okay.
We know fuel was getting to the carburetors.
At some point.
At some point. Did you just fart?
I did.
Cut that out.
No, don't.
Craig, don't cut your face open.
Yeah.
Your wife told me one thing. She's like, don't let Craig cut his face open.
She is so vain. She's just after me for my looks.
It's true, she really is.
Let's check oil. We have some spark, gas. Well, maybe we'll put some fresh gas in.
While Craig pours oil and tops the thing off with oil, I don't know that much about this bike, but I know a guy who does. Voiceover Sean. The CB200, along with the dual sport CL200, was made from 1973 to 1976, making this bike the last production year of this motorcycle line. The cool thing about the CB200 was that it was a 5-speed gearbox, kickstart, and electric start, and had the revolutionary cable-driven front disc brake. I think we're ready to do this.
Are we gonna see if it fires? Should we put fresh gas in?
Yes, let's put fresh gas in. I'm excited. I like these old Hondas.
I know.
They're fun to ride.
Yeah, they are cool.
All right, who wants to guess how many kicks?
Choke on 4 kicks.
What's that, down?
I don't know.
Choke something. Key on.
Key on.
Ignition on run. Should put it on prime.
No way. No way.
How's that possible? If you thought this might have been too good to be true,
It's all in one though.
you might have been right.
Okay, I'm starting to get. Try that again.
Come on, little fella, you gotta get me home. Get those goofy fuel lines.
jeez.
The fuel lines are very long.
They are.
Is that cylinder running? It is. Both cylinders are working. Looks like we got ourselves a runner, Craig.
Give it some throttle.
Sorry.
That's all right.
Mess this thing up.
I can't.
Oh wow. Yeah, look at this hole down here. That big giant exhaust leak right there.
I can't believe this thing fired up that easy. You want to see if it goes through the gears and stops?
Let's find out. Main voyage. So after taking it for a spin, we realized that this bike was not running well at all. It would bog down at the higher RPMs, then things took a turn for the worst, and we lost all ignition and all power. Is that in there? Oh, here we go. Craig, we're back in the money, Craig.
Nice. What'd you do?
It's the battery terminal. That's it. I was kind of getting worried there. The guy who we bought it from said that the guy who he bought it from, what was his words? He was a whack job about wiring, and he started tearing apart the electrical stuff and rewiring things and doing weird stuff. So then this guy fixed it, and he seems to know what he's doing, but he's also selling the bike. So if someone tells me that it's got wiring problems, generally, unless it's so cheap, I kind of stay away from it. Because you never know what someone's been goofing around doing, and it makes it a whole lot harder to troubleshoot. You know what? We need a win, Craig.
We do.
We're doing pretty good today, actually. This thing already runs. That's better than
It's not even lunchtime.
That's better than the Benelli video. If you haven't seen the Benelli video, that was a tough bike to get running. All right, so front brakes are a cable. Are these adjustable, Craig? They're not adjustable up here.
Down here.
Yeah, they're adjustable down there?
Yep, I got some adjustment down here, but it doesn't look like you have much.
It's not a huge deal. I can just
ride
differently. That's okay.
Don't let brakes ruin your day.
Nah.
Ruin your own day, like a man.
Be a man.
Be a man.
So after we made some adjustments, we were now ready for another test run.
Do you have tape with, Dan?
And it was still running poorly. So Craig decided that maybe the issue was that it was getting too much air for the engine, and thought maybe covering up some of the intake would possibly help. Pretty clever fix, Craig.
Well, it didn't fix it yet. It's not even better.
I think it's worse.
Okay.
She needs to breathe, Craig. Nailed it. Craig's got all these wizard tricks that worked on one bike at some point in time, and you gotta try it.
She's 100% ready for the road.
So things weren't looking good. We had seemed to have multiple strange issues all happening at once, and we still could not confirm that anything that we had done had fixed any of them. And we still had an intermittently running one cylinder. So even though we were told that the carbs had been completely cleaned, we decided to take them apart and check, and discovered that the main jet was completely gunked up, allowing no fuel to get through it, which we thought was causing it to run poorly on mid and high range.
Got it.
Pro tip for you guys, put a little tool bag together and do this kind of stuff. A bit of wire, so in a pinch you can clean jets.
I just want to make it known to everyone that Craig drinks Pedialyte like a baby, and I drink chocolate milk like a man. Chocolate milk, it's what men drink. Yeah. Even good for those old Tommy bikes. Watch this. Look at this, Dan. Look how awful that looks. Pretty awful.
Disgusting.
Now it looks amazing. Now, if you're wondering, while me and Craig, mainly Craig, but while we are so good at getting these old motorcycles back up and running and then somehow getting them home most of the time, it's simple. It's because of science. Explosions, atoms, molecules, ninjas, all those scientific things. And it's the same type of knowledge-based science information that Noom uses to help you reach your goals and to get healthier. So instead of the latest fad diet or the latest, coolest workout routine, what Noom does is actually help you change your behaviors by helping you learn how your mind mind works, and then using that to help you learn why you make the decisions that you actually make.
Like I made a dumb decision of showing Sean this bike on Marketplace.
Maybe Noom could have helped you out with that. So instead of starving yourself, which me and Craig are currently doing right now, because we haven't had food in a little while, which obviously starving yourself is also unsustainable, Noom helps you to teach yourself how to live a more healthier lifestyle. And
Don't wait for hunger to ruin your day. Ruin it yourself. Be a man.
be a man. So obviously everyone's got goals in terms of physical health and weight loss. But changing the way that you think and your behaviors is beneficial to everybody. And at Noom, they have water and exercise trackers, which are really cool. And they have goal specialists, which are actual real people and not just robots.
Wish I had robots.
So go take your free 30-second quiz over at noom.com/bikesandbeards, or just click on the link in the description. What are you guys waiting for? Go take that free quiz. It only takes 30 seconds long, and the link is right in the description, or noom.com/bikesandbeards.
I am so excited to hear this thing fire up, dude.
And run so well.
So well. I hope you're as excited as I am.
Watch it not even run at all once we put it back together.
Right.
He's like, I put that gunk in there, it made it run. And my prediction turns out to be truer than I had hoped. Maybe we need to clean these terminals. Let's give them a good scrape down. All right, so here's where we're at. The bike started early on, and it ran, so we know the engine was good and stuff like that. But the jets were completely clogged up. So now it's running, it will go faster. I'm hoping it'll clear itself out.
Yeah. We're going with the it's gonna fix itself method now.
We gotta get home, mainly we gotta get out of Delaware.
Yeah.
Let's get out of Delaware. Let's go back to the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania and try to make this thing home. It really is running awful. It's too hot. And our brief moment of optimism died about the same time the bike did.
Oh, maybe. I don't know if
So as you can see, me and Craig worked tirelessly to try to figure out where Craig went so wrong on this bike. You got some 2+2?
No, I would have already been spraying. Kidding me?
Then we pulled the plugs and realized that the plugs were fouled. So Craig went to the store to grab some new plugs and some 2+2 and a new fuse.
Craig, how much do you love this bike?
0 right now. I'll love it when it gets shown home.
Like the guy realized, he's like, this thing's never gonna go back. He knew that this thing was never gonna go back together right ever again. And he's like, let me get rid of this thing.
Let's see if it'll fire. Let's see if we got some spark. All right, go ahead.
Nothing.
No spark. None.
Is that the new plug?
Yeah.
Then we decided to track the spark back a little further by investigating the point system. And after watching some YouTube videos and adjusting the points, we realized that the points were completely out of whack, which was most likely the original cause for the weak or lacking spark. And hopefully this fixes the bike so I can get home. Ready?
Yep.
Keys on. I'm kind of scared to be happy, because I feel like as soon as I start to celebrate, it's going to break down again.
Right. We're not going to high five.
No high five.
No high fives.
No, forget about it, we're high five.
All right!
So good. But our maiden voyage was short-lived because we realized we were breaking a Delaware law.
Oh crap, we didn't put a license plate on it.
Oh shoot. Apparently, according to an old law, it is required that you keep a license plate on the back of your motorcycle and not in the center console of your pickup truck that's following you. Man, this bike curves. This thing feels really, really good. This bike is running amazing. I don't understand how you couldn't get me on a 200cc motorcycle now, but from the 70s and 60s, they're awesome.
Sean, tell me how much you love this bike.
I love this bike so much. And as I do in almost all my motorcycle rides, especially the sketchy ones like this, I ask my Heavenly Father to bless this trip.
Dear God, please keep this motorcycle together. Please keep these tires together, and please keep me and my team safe. Amen. You know how some bikes are held on by like duct tape and zip ties? This bike should have more duct tape and zip ties on it. Come on, little bike. I'm giving it all she's got. No, I got more. Yeah! This is us, Craig, right? Avondale. Hey, Craig.
The bike was running well, so well that I even decided to take it on the highway. And although it could have gone faster, I kept the speed around 50 miles per hour because blowing a front tire at highway speeds could be fatal.
Hello?
You guys missed a turn.
Well, we were following the directions.
Yeah, those directions are whack.
Yeah, well, yeah, you just keep motoring. We're going to catch on 41.
So I continued on my way and I finally met back up with Craig and Dave.
It's doing stuff without me asking it to.
And just when everything seemed to be going great, things started to go all
Guys, we got a problem.
papoose on us.
We got ourselves a problem. I'm still going, hold on, it's kicking in. Hold on, I wonder if I ran out of gas.
Two things. They started bogging down, but earlier before that, speedometer stopped working. While it was bogging down, speedometer started working. Probably has nothing to do with anything. But then when I came down to a stop, it just kind of shut off. It feels like it might have been out of fuel.
Wow, it sure took a bunch of fuel.
Well, look at this side. Well, did it? Oh, it's got plenty. Well, maybe it doesn't.
Man, it certainly should. There's fuel here. I got
fuel in my filter.
fuel. Will it start?
Doing that. What's that black smoke?
Oh, it's coming out of the holes in the pipe.
Look at all the rust falling off of it. You see this? Do it again. Look at all this.
I wonder if it's clogging up the pipes or something a little bit.
This just fell off it. Let's put some more gas in and let's keep on moving.
Remember that time I opened up the gas can and shot you in the face?
Yes, that's all I think about.
There's a puddle of rust underneath.
Yeah, look at this. All that just fell out of the bike from revving it up. Look how delayed the
I know.
the tachometer is. Look at this. It's like the world's slowest tachometer. All right, well, let's suit up, keep on moving. So me and my super slow tachometer kept on moving. But check out this awesome 5-second drone shot montage. All right, so we just got done stopping for fuel and then to grab a bite to eat. Let's give the bike a little inspection. It's still running good. It's not running as good as it was when we first started. Had a couple hiccups, but it's still running, so I really can't complain. Craig, you seeing anything?
It's looking good so far. Nothing's fallen off except for some rust.
I mean, we're not losing air in the tire.
Nope, not losing
They've
air
not
in the
exploded
tires.
and killed me yet.
That's a good thing.
I'm still concerned about these giant cracks. These are the ones I'm concerned about, actually. Wow. Dan, you seeing this? Craig, will that pass inspection?
No,
Stones,
maybe.
There's stones in it.
Maybe. It depends where you take it.
When you can look in your tire,
You should probably quit picking at it.
you should probably quit picking at it. That's when you know you need to go as fast as you can to get home as fast as you can.
That's right.
I'm still pretty pumped about it. Everything's looking good. It's not looking worse. So let's get back on the road and let's see if we can make it. As I sit here in the editing room trying to write up voiceovers at 11:40 at night, I'm realizing how big I look on this tiny bike. It's almost silly how small this thing looks, even though it didn't feel that small. But it makes sense because back when this bike was made, the average man was only 4 feet 11. I think I read that somewhere. And just to give you some context, here's what I look like on my Harley Davidson Road King. And all this beautiful motorcycle riding and this beautiful weather reminds me of one of my favorite Bible verses, Psalm 105:1. Oh, give thanks to the Lord, call upon his name, make known his deeds among the people. And just like clockwork, Craig and the cameraman got there before I did. It's almost like we tried it for cinematic effect.
Craig, how do we keep losing Sean?
No, every time. Every time. He's got to be close. Bike was running pretty awful there towards the end.
Yeah.
Tires didn't get any better.
Oh!
There he is. Oh, the electricals didn't fail him. 2 states. That was a long ride, wasn't it?
Yes, it was, but we did it. And to all of our surprise, we once again made it, redeeming ourselves from that last video. We'll see you guys next time. Don't forget to subscribe. It's a fun bike.